morning and welcome to Keep Up Kepler Sessions with the Director of Academic Programs. I'm Carolyn Tarr and I will be coming to you once a week with some short video clips to keep you updated on what's happening here at Kepler and also to give important tips of advice for things that you should know. So today's first part of the session is talking about the purpose of these sessions. And the number one purpose is to address comments and questions that I hear from the student body and from the staff. So in order to do that, we have this trustee suggestion box that is going to be moved into the Great Hall. And the top of the suggestion box you can see has a hole, and then the suggestion box is actually locked. So you can leave your information in a completely offline forum by just dropping in a note that can ask a question or give a suggestion to the program. Every question and suggestion might not be addressed during the DAP sessions. However, we will do our best to take those into consideration to help us to make decisions about the program. So welcome back to the third year of Kepler, and we're looking forward to having better communication this year. So the second thing I'd like to talk to you about this week is time management. And I'm going to give you a tool to really help you, since we're at the start of the school year, to be better at managing your time. So if you have a blank piece of paper, you're going to divide the paper into 4 quadrants. On the quadrants, you're going to label this axis as important at the top and not important at the bottom. Just because you're labeling it not important doesn't mean that it has no value, just meaning that on the grand spectrum of important to not important, maybe it sits somewhere further down than the most important things. And then this is going to be our measure of time. So on this side, you're going to put urgent, meaning that it needs your attention right away. On this side, you're going to put not urgent, meaning it's not necessarily time sensitive. So the best way to do this is at the beginning of a week, or even as you're getting used to the system at the beginning of a day, delegating all of your tasks that you have to do. So for myself, I'm going to write in some of my tasks and show you how I would think through where I would map them. So one thing that I know I have to do is make sure that I'm ready for my video session next week. Well, it's important, but it's not maybe as important as some of the things that I might have to do, say, for our partner organization with CFA, or maybe to make sure things are prepared for next week's start of modules. So I'm going to put it in the lower half. Also, this is something that's going to happen a week from today, so it's actually not urgent. So I'm going to write in my box, prep for next week's DAP session, so that I have that as a note. Okay, one thing that I know is very, very urgent is that we are having some changes to the College for America platform, and I need to let my staff know about that. So this is something that I would put in urgent, so I know it's going to be on this half, and it's going to be important also. So I'm going to put notify staff of CFA changes, because that's something that if this were my week ahead, I know that's something I would probably want to do today. So something that maybe is important but not necessarily urgent is plan for my check-in with Christina. So Christina and I have a weekly check-in. It's coming up. It's tomorrow. So it's not urgent, it doesn't have to be done today, but it's important because she's at Kepler-Kaziba and I'm here on campus, so I know that there's some really vital information that I'm going to want to give to her. An example of something that maybe is urgent but not as important in the Kepler realm is that I need to pay my rent. So it's something that's really, really important because if I don't pay my rent, I'm going to be in trouble. But it's not necessarily as important to me maybe today as making sure that I notify the staff of CFA. So basically what I would do is I'd take all my weekly tasks, I'd put them up on this board, and I'd use it to make sure that I prioritize the things that come in the urgent and important box first. The next most important box, believe it or not, is going to be urgent, but maybe not as important. So maybe I have 1, 2, 3 things that are in this box. Maybe I'm working and I can check this one off. Then I'm going to come down and do something that's maybe urgent but not as important. Then I'm going to come back to number 2 after I finish that, and then maybe I'm going to work on something that's important but not urgent. The goal of using a tracker like this, as opposed to using a to-do list, is that oftentimes in a to-do list, everything ends up in the important and urgent box, and it's hard for us to identify which things need to take priority. So I'd strongly encourage you to use this system. If you need support or help, you can check in with any of your staff members. You can check in with me or with any of the TAs. See you next week.